Okay, welcome to another episode of the Quintana, Mexico adventure. In our last episode, we used the Cross-Border Express to barely make it onto our flight. Our flights for this trip were kind of crazy because all the airline companies kept canceling and rebooking us. All this rebooking craziness made us end up with a 24-hour layover in Mexico City before we could head out to Quintana Roo. So the question becomes what to do with 24 hours in a city that you've been to over 1,000 times. Luckily, Mexico City is just not any common city. It is a mega metropolis of over 22 million people. So in Mexico City, you can never say that you've seen it all. Every time you go, there will be different things to do, and there's an adventure around almost every block. Since we rushed through the security to make our flight, AG and Denise were very hungry, so I indulged them a little bit and let them buy food on the airplane. On an American plane, this would have been very expensive, but a sandwich, soda, and chips combo came out to only about $5 USD, which is expensive by Mexican standards, but it was reasonable for us. Not great food, but not having a grumpy family is a bonus to me. Flight time from Tijuana to Mexico City was about 3 hours. It's always fascinating to me when you are landing in Mexico City and come below the cloud line and first see Mexico City. It kind of reminds me of the Star Wars planet of Coruscant, in that there are non-stop buildings for many miles. The landing was very smooth, and what was interesting was the disembarkation process. Instead of all of us getting out at the same time, we had to remain in our seats, and we were let off the plane one row at a time. We have arrived in Mexico City. It was an interesting little trip, but we made it despite all the extra security measures, and yeah, we really need next time to get there about 2 hours early to any domestic flight. There's a lot of extra security measures that weren't in place before. We have arrived here in Mexico at the Hotel Fontan, which is in the middle of a protest zone. So this is going to be very interesting being here at the Hotel Fontan. Here, checking into the hotel. Nice lobby. Very modern looking. What about ID? We are here on the 11th floor. Beautiful view out to the Revolutionary Monument and you can see all the mountains. Here's a view of our room on the 11th floor. We got a really nice room. There's not many guests here. We got Wi-Fi. We got AJ's dirty feet. Nice sink. 2 beds. Let's see what the shower looks like. A little interesting closet there. Yeah, nice shower. This is a nice place. Not bad. I forget what we paid for it.
About $50.
$50. This is pretty good.
With taxes. With taxes.
Yes. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So I am super hungry. So let's go to the next thing, which is to go find Casa del Tonio. We are in Chinatown here. Not that it's daylight, you can't see much. Lots of Chinese restaurants in Chinatown, of course. So we're actually going to La Casa del Tonio over here at this green sign for some traditional Mexican food. Their specialty is pozole, and we're gonna hope that they're open. And yeah, they'll have other traditional Mexican food as well. We are waiting for our meal here, and we got some people dancing while they wait. That's what happens in Mexico. People dance when they're waiting. So that's what you do when you're waiting in line in Mexico, you dance. So here you have to get a number like this, and then They're only at 30% capacity right now, so we're next. We're just waiting for our chance to eat. Okay, so this is kind of just like a cafeteria style place. Kind of reminds me of a Mexican Denny. Simple, but the prices are really good on everything, and they have lots of different Mexican food items to try. But the star is definitely the pozole, and maybe I'll get a little bit of side something too.
Yes.
Pozole is a Mexican soup that is based on some sort of meat, usually pork. It also has hominy, aka really big corn, and you usually put in cabbage, lemon juice, and oregano to taste. Here you go. I'll probably need another one, but The great thing about Mexican restaurants is they never rush you. You can take as long as you want. For the two of us, this meal came out to about $14. We're here at the Benito Juarez monument, which is barricaded right now because of all the protests that are going on. But it's still pretty to look at night. I like the lights. Good morning, everybody. Had to take a quick little panoramic shot here. There's the Revolutionary Monument, Calle Reforma. Beautiful view from this 11th story balcony here. We are in line for tortas de esquina del chilaquil for a chilaquil torta. The line looks long. It's going to be interesting. It's 8:28 now. I'm curious to see how long line this takes. Chilaquiles are a breakfast food in Mexico City. They are corn chips that have been dipped in green or red enchilada sauce. In Mexico City, they like to make a sandwich out of them. Two carbs together sound crazy, but in a weird way, it works really well. We just got our 3 tortas. Two are green, and then one is the bomba, which has chilaquiles and Milanesa in it. And to get an idea, there's the corner, and there's a big fancy church here over there. And we are just waiting for an Uber to take us back to the hotel, and then we're off to the races again to the airport. That's the way we do it here. This torta here is called La Bomba. It has cream, cheese, red chilaquiles, and chicken, it looks like. Oh, and Milanesa. This has a little bit of everything in it. Supposedly this is the best torta in Mexico City, so we'll have to check it out. Okay, I just took a few bites. It is very good. Nice cream, cheese amount. The red sauce inside this bomba is a little bit spicy. Green is not spicy, but it's good. This is definitely a new experience for me. Love it. It is Saturday morning in Mexico City, and there's definitely a protest going on here on Juarez Street. I'm going to try to avoid this. I'm just going out for my morning walk, and I'm going to go into this park to my left and try to avoid this entire protest that's walking. They look peaceful, but there's definitely a lot of them. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, definitely want to avoid that. The police are on high alert here. Well, the barriers are up. Police are out in full force. They're stationed everywhere as they get ready for this protest that looks like it's about to happen any second now. Well, the good news is the police let me go through the park, so I'm here in Alameda Park, which is where the Inquisitions used to be back when the Spaniards were in charge of Mexico City. But they put down this new tile on the floor, so that's pretty cool. Looking at all the fountains which are on, so it's really nice. Kind of quiet in here actually, because the police are guarding it on the outside. So it's kind of surreal. On the outside there's protests, but inside the park everything's safe. Here at a fountain in Alameda Park. Kind of nice. Usually, last time I came here there was no water, but now there's water. Old church in the background. Plaza. It's fun to see how the water jumps and does its thing. I think I'll go to Bellas Artes, make a big circle, and then back down again. And as long as I stay in the park, it looks like I'll be okay. Coming up on the Palace of Fine Arts here. Unfortunately, it's barricaded up because of the protest, but it's still very beautiful. Over here is Teatro Hidalgo. It's kind of like the Broadway of Mexico City, where all the musicals and comedy shows are done. Beautiful church building over there being repaired. We're gonna walk on the other side now of Alameda Park, see more of the fountains, and just try to wrap up this 1 mile walk. Stumbled into a market here, and they're selling all these like old toys, like little models. All sorts of little toys is what they're selling here in this market. Yeah, Muppets, all sorts of toys. Interesting. Cultural center where the mural is closed, but that's to be expected right now. Very interesting. Oh yeah. Over here is Juarez Street. You can see them all lining up. It's a pretty big protest as they get going here. Well, despite the crazy protest and me trying to do my morning walk in front of them, we still got to the airport on time. For the most part, getting on the plane that took us to Cancun was uneventful. But there was one crazy story that happened along the way. If you want to learn about that story, you will have to go to the blog at PedrozaTravel.com. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe so that you can continue to hear more about our Quintana Roo adventure in Mexico in the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching.
You better be ready to roll when I pull up in front of your door. 'Cause I ain't waiting around. Honey, I'm leaving this town.